Hello there, and welcome to round six of Global Formula Automobilista Season 2, where today we are at the Canadian Grand Prix, where, as you can see, Nick Heidfeld for High Tech Patronus is back on pole position, his favourite spot to start the race in. Lewis Hamilton, winner of the American Grand Prix, he starts second, and Taki Nui in third, Cass Racing. Valentino Rossi, fourth for Siggy Pop, with Kobayashi in 5th and Gasho in 6th place. Jenson Button is 7th for Harvey Racing, getting them up into the top 10 again, with Fangio in 8th for Red Knight, Vettel in 9th and Jim Clark rounding out the top 10, 3rd in the championship. So he's got a bit of work to catch up to Inouye and Heidfeld, who are further up near the front. Max Verstappen, with his tyres hoping to last longer than everyone else, is 11th at NLE Motorsport, ahead of Stefan Beloff from Bravera, who of course retired after a silly crash in the last race. Sophia Fleur, she's got her first points in the last race, starts 13th for NLE, ahead of Sterling Moss in 14th, and David Brabham rounding out the top 15. Dan Gurney and Phil Hill, 16th and 17th, Excelsior close to the points on the grid, and Chris Hoy in 18th for BTK Racing. Ayrton Senna takes 19th for Falcon, Damon Hill in 20th for Jaws, Villeneuve 21st for Bravera, Felix da Costa, he's going to take 22nd, and hopefully he can climb up, new champion and all, and John Watson in 23rd, 2KF1, hoping to finally score some points once again this season. Mansell takes 24th for Jaws, Michael Schumacher, last driver who hasn't scored any points yet, he's 25th for Bangalore. Perez 26th, hopefully he's recovered by now. Hakkinen 27th, and rounding out the grid in 28th place, Alain Prost for Falcon Motorsport. And with all that, drivers will start to line up on the grid and we get ready for the Canadian Grand Prix. Here we go. Lights start to appear. 5 lights are on. And we are away for the Canadian Grand Prix. Heidfeld cuts across the front of Hamilton. But Inouye to sticks his nose in. Rossi's can do what he can, but Heidfeld takes the lead. We've got Clark running a little bit wide, forcing out the Harveys, but actually makes it up to 8. So good start there from Jim Clark. And we head down. Turn 3, Clark battling with Button side by side, plonking through the chicane. If they make it through turn 5, half into 8. So at the front, yeah, so Heidfeld has taken the lead. Streaking away from Hamilton and Inouye. Rossi keeping close. Yes, he can. As they head down the next straight. Clark already up to 7th, so he's got past Fangio. There's contact between Fangio and Clark. They're heading to the turn 7-8 chicane. Oh, sorry, 8-9 chicane. Let's get back through. Beloff has made up a few positions. Flash has dropped back a bit. Hoy is up to 16th, nearly in the points. Damon Hill here, having a look at Gurney. It's actually Felix da Costa bumping Hill out the way into the hairpin. Interesting tactics there. He makes it stick, as Hoy now is challenging David Brabham for 15th place. They head down the straight, this seems to be the only side-by-side battle. Saying that, Beloff was having a look at Jenson Button. What quite happened there? Sideways, sideways, both BTKs. As I think it was Senna, got a little bit loose. A little bit there as they went through the corner. He's under pressure now, as Phil Hill makes a move. He makes a move, but Senna's got the inside line. Takes the position. So they head out to the front. So Heidfeld's got a comfortable lead here, but Hamilton's keeping up with him. Inouye has dropped quite a way back already and just a lap and a half into his race. Rossi doing what he can to keep up. Gasho following. Kobayashi stuck behind, and Clark also in there. Button has fallen away from Clark quite considerably already, with Fangio handling the Harvey. Beloff in 10th, Vettel. Moss 12th, and the 2 NLEs behind. Brabham still managed to hold off Chris Hoy in the battle for 15th place. The last points. Hoyt gets super close under braking. We're heading now down the back straight. Gurney's not really close to make a move. So what happens as they head down the straight? We've got Beloff there having a look at Fangio. He's got the low downforce. Fangio gets very sideways through the chicane. As once again, the DTK is drifting through the corner, as did the Jaws. Fangio side by side with Beloff. Can Beloff sweep around the outside of one? We've got the inside line for two. And he's going to make the move. Actually, Patel's going to follow him through. So outside line of turn two really does not help. It allows somebody else to slide through as well. Fangio is dropping down to length. He's already down 3 places from his start place. Not the greatest few laps of Fangio, but he's thinking about moving to 6 on Patel. Thinking about it, not going for it. Probably quite sensible. Up ahead, Jim Clark has made his way past Kamui Kobayashi somewhere. He must have done it into the first or the final corners. I must have done it into the hairpin then, a lot earlier. Yeah, so he's just pulled up the by side, got up the inside, hit the brakes. Kobayashi's led him through there. That was pathetic defending for the Japanese. So yeah, so Cass Racing, High Pub's leading, maximum power. Hamilton in second, also maximum power, but Cass is still running a low downforce setup at the moment. They're quite happy not with the top speed, or with more top speed than the high techs. As I got contact in the background, and that was Gasho. Gasho loses it through the chicane. So Clark's having a look. Clark pulls to the inside. There's a slight bit of contact. Gasho loses it over the curb, but forces Clark into the wall. That's enough. There's more sideways action in the background. Gasho's got the inside line, Clark's got the outside, but there's contact between Gasho and Kobayashi into one. Gasho's forced that one, Kobayashi's going to slide through. So once again, you don't really want to be on the inside into one, because if they're going to fight around the outside, you're going to be so ruined by the time you get to turn two. So Schumacher's been shuffled down to last place. He's still got his front wing though, so that's something. Hakkinen is now 27th. Prost's up 2, Watson's down 2, Perez up 2, Senna down 4, that's not ideal. There's Mansell clips Hill and Senna almost gets into the back of Mansell. Mansell up from 24th to 22nd. Hill's had an awful start, he's down 4 places. Felix da Costa's made up 2. Hill up 1, or Damon Hill even. Villeneuve here is sat behind Gurney and Brabham, as Brabham has finally been passed by Chris Hoy, who's already up into the points after 18th on the grid. Flörsch is 14th, Moss up 1, Verstappen down 1, Fangio's down 3, and he's stuck in 3rd gear. Why will Fangio appear to be stuck in 3rd gear? He's got it up into 4th now. He's changed up, but that has ruined Fangio's run there. And he's really held up his teammate. So Flörsch is going to have up at the inside of Moss. Moss gets a lot of curb. Well, he's got it pretty sorted there, it would seem. Flörsch there now having a look at the inside of Moss. Is this going to work? Probably not, especially not with the outside line. Then I'm going to follow. Yes, actually Chris Hoy has a look at Flörsch, but he wasn't quite close enough. Let that move stick. So Verstappen's down 11th, Patel's down to 10th. Gasho, having been shuffled out, has found himself all the way down in 9th now. Button and Beloff is up 5, so good start for Beloff. Kobayashi and Clark, well no, Clark's already up 5 places in 5 laps, so that's impressive driving from the Brit. In the Siggy Pop, Rossi's 4th in a bit of no man's land at the moment as Inoue is caught up to his teammate now. Taki Inoue in the cast is where he is. Hamilton top 3 are kind of where they are, well on the grid. It's kind of this battle here is where it's starting to get a bit interesting. Moss is really under pressure from Chris Hoy now. Hoy himself is under pressure from Brabham. Let's see, it's Brabham side by side with Hoy into the chicane. Hoy tries to fight it. Doesn't take too much curve actually, Chris Hoy, which is what you're looking for. There's contact between Flörsch and Fangio, sorry. Fangio's pushed wide, and that doesn't quite give Moss the chance to get through. Hoy fends off Brabham for another corner. It's all get exciting further back. But Hamilton's still holding the lead over Inouye for the moment in second place. Good chase by the teammates. The top three have disappeared. There's 5 seconds already between Inouye and Rossi. Rossi is, well, he's fourth. It's quite comfortably fourth with his teammate behind him, but they're so far behind the rest. That's scary fast. Verstappen now having a look at Vettel. Verstappen is ahead of the Harvey driver. If you head down the back straight into the chicane, Vettel's got the inside line. No, he's got the extra downforce to make it on the brakes. There's contact. Verstappen gets a slide, but Vettel keeps out the throttle. Fangio's going to have a run. Not a good run, but he's going to have one at least. Hoy is having to defend from Bramley. We've got a yellow flag. We've got a crash in the background. Got a big accident. Is that Senna's out? Senna's had the problem. What's occurred down here? So Perez has got the inside of Senna. There's contact and Senna spinning the ball. Perez is squeezed out. There's that it's a Hakkinen. Senna's in the wall. Hakkinen hits and loses his front wing. Perez gets going. Oh, Prost has slid into his teammate, and that's where the front wings have gone. Watson's joined in the fun, and Senna's crashed out of it. Somehow Schumacher's avoided losing his front wing. Watson's got going with that one, but both Falcons involved in the same crash. Not what the team manager would like. Hakkinen's going to have to pit now, but Perez has got away with that damage, which is lucky for him. The back markers are all kind of managing to take each other out, which, well, that's going to be blue flag bait soon, and everyone's going to love that. Here we go. Inouye versus Hamilton. Head down the straight. He thinks about it, but it's not really worth it. Oh, big slide from Inouye there. Ayrton Senna has retired from the race after being stuck in the wall. So, bit of a disaster for Falcon on this race, on this lap. I suppose the only silver lining is that they're not going to have to double stack pit stops, or Prost isn't going to have to wait for Senna to do his pit stop. He should at least be able to pit himself this lap. But not what he wanted to find out at all. Button is still holding off Gasho, so good job there from the Harvey. And Verstappen and Vettel just split away from that pack. Fangio's giving himself a gap. Hoy is having to wait. Actually, Villeneuve has got past Brabham, so Villeneuve is past Brabham now, and is the next one to attack Chris Hoy. Hill's a bit slow. Hill's actually got past Felix da Costa, who's down to 20th now. Watson's still going. Schumacher's trying to keep up, but he's not really doing well. As Prost has had to do another lap without a front wing. Oh, when it rains, it pours for Falcon. It's just one big great disaster. They are gonna need some serious squeaky bum time for everyone else if they want a chance here. The City Pop's quite happy together as Belov drifts it through the final corner spectacularly. They're all giving it a go. And as Moss and then forget past Flörsch as Villeneuve has made it past Hoy already, so the low downforce on that Bravera allowing him to get past the struggling DTK. But Villeneuve now occupies the last point paying position. David Brabham's trying to get involved on DTK as well. Follow him through. The Jaws battling over 21st now. As Prost finally makes it into the pits. I'll go on board with Harvard here for a bit. We'll just see how close Inoue is to Hamilton. There's half a second between the pair. Inoue is now in the slipstream, but of course the drivers do have the same power and wings, so it's all going to come down to driving skill, which Inoue wasn't really showing on that curve at all. It's 42, but actually Clark and Rossi behind are even closer to each other. Clark's going to have a go here. Up the inside of his teammate. Is he going to go around the outside of two? We've seen him before, that doesn't really work, and no, Rossi streaks away. Up ahead. He's got it comfortable here. Heidfeld has managed to get himself past Prost as Hamilton runs wide and then Inoue runs into his teammate. Inoue has hit his teammate and there's a bit of contact. I think they've got away with it. We'll have to see that again. So Hamilton sees that he's got back markers a lap already. Just gets it. Oh, he's got his line really wrong on the way in. Bit of a slide and Inoue clambers over the rear wheel. Will I to damage the front wing and the rear wheel of these two? Don't know. I wouldn't want to be the guy who has to check. Clark now sat behind his teammate. What can he do to Rossi here? Well, I mean, I was about to say he's made the best line through the chicane, but then he got his tail out like that, so no, don't think so. Yeah. Again, similar cars, similar teammates. Probably not going to be an overtake down the straight this lap. I am surprised Kobayashi's not closer to these city pops. I really am surprised as Clark is drifting through the chicane once again. They're all drifting, and apart from Senna's spin, nobody's really been attracted to that wall yet like they were all last season. We'll just see how they survive it this year. They're drifting, but they were able to keep it controlled so far, so things are doing good. There's this red and orange trio of the Red Knights and Sophia Flörsch come barreling through turn one again, trying to work out who's going to come out on top, and it's not that easy at the moment. Villeneuve has pulled away from Hoy, who's put enough of a gap to Brabham to keep himself out of danger necessarily for the moment. Felix da Costa can't keep up with the guys ahead, and Hill is getting pretty close, it would seem. But the DTK is quite happy enough at the moment and just staying ahead. Perez is the last of the guys kind of still in that group. Watson and Schumacher got held up by the Falcon crash so much that they've fallen away and they're kind of just waiting to be lapped really. There's not much else going to happen in their race, unfortunately. Hakkinen, I got bad from worse than 2K F1, but the Falcon are even worse straight, so. But Harvard's got a 3-second lead as the CAS racing cars keep scrapping and holding each other up. Inoue is probably the faster driver at the moment, but Hamilton's doing everything he can to keep his teammate behind, and it's working. You know, no team orders in this series. Rossi is still ahead of Hoy, and exactly the same situation. The faster driver ahead in the championship, is behind. And you'd think let's get our quicker one up ahead to try and catch up to the guys in front, but not happening like that so far. Rossi, of course, got his first podium of the year in the last race in North America, where Jim Clark had an accident on the last few laps, and then his engine failed within, sniffing distance of a line. So Clark's here to make amends and try and come over to North America with some points. But they're both super sideways out the chicanes. Kobayashi does the same thing. You can't say they're not on the limit. You cannot say they're not trying as hard as they possibly can to get past each other. But for the moment, it is what it is. Hamilton still leading it away. Again, the next corner. Yeah, Harper's got 3.5 seconds on the two of them. Anyway, not really close. Rossi holding off his teammate so far quite easily. Oh, big slide though there from Rossi. If Clark wants to run, this is his chance. He needs to send it now while Rossi was struggling. But he's lost his advantage. He's going to take a mega slipstream if he wants to get through. Don't think it's going to be this lap. It's going to take a dodgy chicane from Rossi for Clark to get the run, I think. Clark got the worst run. Yeah, 3/10. I don't think that's going to be... This isn't going to be the run. We have another yellow. Who's had a spin? Is it Gasher? I think Gasher might have gone round. He was ahead of this bunch. So Patel's gone up the inside of Gasher. Gasher has been clipped. Yes, Gasher has been... He's had a half spin. He's been punted a bit by Verstappen. He's still going. He's falling behind Moss, as Chris Hoy also gets started. They're both DTKs sideways through there again. Of course, it was Fabien Barthez for DTK, who really his championship challenge derailed here after he had similar issues with that final chicane. Grab now, under pressure now from Gurney, and actually both Excelsiors are right behind. As Phil Hill tries a really odd place to try and overtake his teammate, and almost sends them both on the wall. They survived. They're still going. And Hamilton is still ahead of Inoue. Inoue's in the slipstream, but nothing he can do about it. He's going to have to invent somewhere, or hope that Hamilton gets a big drift. Gets a big drift going somewhere so he can get through. Gasher and Moss side by side. It's actually Clark finally at the inside of Rossi. Rossi on the curb. Rossi spins. What? That's a half spin for both of them. Rossi somehow keeps the lead ahead. So Clark's going to have a look, and Kobayashi wants to join in. Clark up the inside. Clark on the outside, and Kobayashi's going to go through. See it time and time again, but no, Clark gets the exit. Clark gets the exit. Kobayashi's got the inside line of turn 3, but Clark takes the curb. Breaks in front of Kobayashi, so Jim Clark just holds on to 5th place. Only just, but he's got it going there. Further back. Hoy's at 14th, so someone fallen back here. Moss has had a pit stop. Moss has had a pit stop. Is that fuel or is that damage? He's lost his rear wing somewhere. Sterling Moss has lost his rear wing in a crash somewhere. Oh, he's had a... Oh! What's happened there? So he just brakes for the corner. Gasho has completely missed his braking point and hit the wall. Yes, Gasho's out the race. He must be. So into the hairpin. Yeah, Gasho's brakes have failed. Well, he's turned into Moss. Oh, has hit the wall. Hit the wall, so Moss has stopped, but Gasho is stuck in the wall there. And like Senna, I think he's going to be out the race. Well, 5th place in the championship, Bertrand Gachot. That's going to make it 2 non-finishes in a row. It's kind of tearing his championship challenge apart. You know, I can't get past Hamilton. Kobayashi's now standing at the back of the City Pops, who've got really close and are now forcing Kobayashi back into the battle with Beloff, Button and Vettel. Wow, that was so loose. Button can sit back and watch the chaos unfold in front of him and hope it benefits himself. This little all made it through fine. As Flörsch actually now having a look at Villeneuve. No, Villeneuve has got past Flörsch somewhere. Flörsch trying to have a look back, but don't think it's going to happen. Not this lap at least. Clark trying to work out what we can do with Rossi. Not really working so far though. Oh, please tell me we don't have an eternal blue flag, yellow flag Gasher again. Although I suppose we're going to, he runs out of fuel. Like Damon had in Italy. No, Brazil, sorry, Interlagos. That's, I knew it began with an I. He's tired, I'm late. Clark, big drift. They're all drifting through there. They're just showing off at the chicane. It's obviously very hard to keep the power under control when you hit that curb, and they're all trying to hit that curb for reasons unknown. You know it's slippy, don't hit it. It's pretty simple. Fangio having to be careful because Villeneuve's going up the inside, but he's going to get forced to the outside. Is that going to let Flörsch through? It might do. It might just do that. But no, Villeneuve is comfortably still ahead of Flörsch, so he can have another go at Fangio next lap. Hoy has still got Brabham and the 2 Excelsior stuck behind him. As Damon Hill has got past Felix Acosta, and Mansell has fallen behind Perez. Personally is still looking good. Hamilton wasn't ideal through the first part of the chicane, but anyway threw it all away at the exit, so his fault I suppose. As Clark gets a massive slide through the chicane. Perhaps he's under pressure from Kobayashi, but what it's meant is he's nowhere near his teammate, and now Kobayashi can have a think of it. Try and get past the high tech somewhere. At this lap, although it would seem behind that Brabham and Gurney have got past Chris Hoy because Chris Hoy is in the wall. Chris Hoy's rear wing has disappeared at the chicane, so Brabham's got past him and they're side by side down the straight. Actually, Gurney's got past as well. It's kind of Hoy's lost it on the curb and been fed into the wall, and his rear wing's gone. So that's a rear wing gone now for the DTK. He's at least coming in this lap. If it's late enough to get, it can do a 2-stop from here. We'll have to see. But it's certainly a possibility, at least. Moss going to head to the chicanes. He's going to try and drift into the rear wing, but he's not going to get it. Gasher, let's hope he runs out of fuel soon. So that yellow flag disappears. Anyway, looking so close to Hamilton every time we look, but we can't find a way through, especially if he's going to drive it like that. Clark is catching back up to Rossi, but look at him, they're 20 seconds off the lead already, 16 seconds behind the Newey. So, the City Pops are just holding each other up, and it's not ideal for them. I need to start overtaking people soon. Clark get ahead of Rossi. He should be able to unlock the pace he showed in the first few laps and can streak off in the distance. Kobayashi is not anywhere near as good as his teammate is, and it's showing. Beloff is holding Button in the back. Patel is starting to join in the fight. He's strapping up into the top 10 again. He's doing good. His defending champions are finally starting to get their pace back. Get something going and they can start scoring more points. That's what they need. Long goes up to 12th for all this chaos. Gurney's into the points. It's cost for 18th. As Chris Hoy's going to exit the pits in 25th. He does go a lap down to Nick Heidfeld. Hamilton's got anyway still behind him. Now where is Chris Hoy going to emerge in all of this? Right behind anyway, so that actually worked out quite well for Cash Racing that that blue flagger has appeared behind, not ahead of them. Clark again is right on the tail of Rossi as they dropped Kobayashi. So he's not involved in this chaos. We're on to lap 20 of 71. Here we go, Mansell. Having a look at Perez, he's got the run out of turn 1, but he can't go on the outside turn 2, because I've had to say that about a million times now. He carries on down the straight. I'm sure Inui's faster. I'm sure if he gets past Hamilton, he could probably give it a go at catching Heidfeld. But there's the problem. He can't get past. He just cannot get the overtake done. Teammates in too similar a car, and Inouye just... There's nowhere really on this track you can make up the time to send a dive bomb that your guy in front's not expecting. There isn't like a major section of corners in a row that you can send a just like a Hail Mary out of absolutely nowhere up the inside, or just line up a couple of really super corners and suddenly get around the outside of them in the middle of a weird high speed section. No, the circuit's all chicanes basically. Chicanes and hairpins. So once you've had a go somewhere, you can't really hold it forever. And there we go. Gurney sat in 15th. Excelsior on for a point as it stands. With Phil Hill in 16th. They have, chance of double points here, or they've just got someone who can fall back on if some unfortunate stuff happens to Gurney. Although if Hill's sliding like that, not going to lead for long. Heidfeld's got 3.1 second lead over Hamilton. There's a nice falling away this lap. This probably gives Hamilton a chance to just pull forwards. Although they're both going to have to lap Hackney quite soon. Nothing happening so far. Rossi and Clark again, same struggle. It's that big slide from the Harveys this lap. Clark unable to find a place to get through. There we go. Right, Hakkinen is having to get blue flags for both Hamilton and Inoue. This is probably Taki's chance. Hakkinen defends the inside for some reason into the hairpin, and Hamilton's been held up on the exit. Hakkinen, oh, Taki has really bottled that. He has really bottled that. There's plenty of space. Absolutely plenty of space, and he still hit the brakes. What a wuss. There we go, Nick Heidfeld is going to be coming into the pits quite soon. Boy is now right in the tail of Hakkinen, thinking about trying to get a pass and move himself up to 24th. Oh, he's close to Hakkinen. He's actually going to have a look into turn 6, so there's contact. There's contact, he has to slide. But Hoy is going to give this a go when he can. He's going to try again. He's going to think about it into turn 8. He wants this move done. He wants it done quickly, so he's just going to try at every braking point. But really, it's just sit behind at this hairpin, get him down into the next corner. The turn where the races of both these drivers unravelled. Go ahead and do next, but I think Hoy's too far behind. Not this lap. Oh, they're both sliding through the chicane. That's going to be this lap. Right, Heidfeld is coming in for a pit stop this lap. Hamilton is getting ready. Rossi and Clark and Kobayashi, all three of them, are ready to come in as Kobayashi slides away any advantage he had. Oh, Rossi has a big twitch in the middle of the straight for some reason. No idea why. He's coming into the pits this lap. Is he suddenly struggling with a puncture or something? Heidfeld, comfortably in the lead. He's going to pit first. See. Hamilton and Newey still going. Rossi and Clark. So both Siggy Pops are coming in this lap. So maybe Clark was due to come in first. But then Rossi had that problem across the start line. Suddenly he needs to pit as well. So this could all go wrong for Siggy Pop. Kobayashi up the inside of Clark, and Beloff going to go through too. So maybe it's actually Clark who's got the issue. Has Clark got a problem? Because he shouldn't have been shuffled back like that, I don't think. So Cass take the lead. Harford's made his pit stop. Rossi's in. Kobayashi has spun and been pushed into the wall by Beloff. Vettel's in. Where's Clark? Yeah, Clark's also in. So Beloff is going to push his way past Kobayashi after the Japanese gets a bit lost on the curb. Oh well. Rossi's going to exit the pits in 9th. Comfortable 9th. There's no one really around him. Button goes through. Gurney's going to pit. Patel comes up behind Button. Phil Hill gets in there before Jim Clark. So Clark's had a torrid time. Mansell's coming in this lap. There's a bunch more of them coming in this lap. Felix Cross made his stop. Inouye's running out of fuel because Hamilton's coming in this lap. Inouye's stopping this lap. So Heidfeld's going to retake the lead almost, obviously. Beloff now past Kobayashi. So where is Beloff going to appear in relation to the seat box? Kobayashi and Verstappen also coming in this lap. Bunch of other drivers carry on. Clark is so far down in 13th now. So Rossi is out the pits and into turn 1. Through turn 2, well before Beloff even appears. Kobayashi though, down to 11th and 9th. Wow. Flausch and Villeneuve coming in this lap. Hamilton has appeared after a stop and is 4 seconds behind Heidfeld, as Inouye is going to make his stop. So can he get ahead of Hamilton after the stops? We'll find out in a sec. Just flick to his end, but the other positions have changed dramatically. Not really. Everything else we know. Hamilton streaks into turn 1. Inouye is on his way out the pit stop. But no, Hamilton has the position, so Inouye is going to be frustrated again. Villeneuve and Flausch make their way in. Gasser's still struggling there, so Heidfeld's leading, Hamilton second, Inouye third, Rossi fourth, Button, Beloff, Vettel, Kobayashi, Clark, Verstappen, Fangio, Villeneuve, Flausch, Brabham, Gurney, Moss, Hill, Weeks, Costa, Perez, Mansell, Watson, Hackman, Hoy. Cool. Well, I think you've really been able to tell from my voice from the last couple of laps that I am actually really tired, so I am going to just put the camera like this and fast forward the race for a bit. Anything happens, I'll stop and get some replays, but it should be back to proper next week. It's just it's 2 races on the evenings after Grand Prix in a row. Very tired. It will be back to normal next week, don't worry. I just won't be able to record this tomorrow night, I don't think. So, sorry that the recording is going to be disappointing like this, but it is what it is. So, yeah, you can see the yellow flag for Gasher will clear eventually, I hope. When he runs out of fuel, because that's what happened to Damon Hill and into Lagos. So Clark's having a go here at Kobayashi again, having been stuck behind him after the pit stops. He has not got past him, although Verstappen's joined in the fun, so that's what's happened there. Up front, Hamilton has closed up on him. Heidfeld, there seems to have been blue flags involved, which just ruined it for Inouye. Rossi's lost his rear wing somewhere. It seems to be out of nowhere. Where's he lost his rear wing? Oh, he's gone wide. Rossi's had a massive crash on his own. So yeah, his brakes have gone. Rossi's brakes have gone. That's a big hit. The second part of the wall, so Rossi's going to suddenly lose loads of places. Button here is looking at 4th place all of a sudden. This will promote a load of people, and now Clark having to do the double pit stop is really looking like a mug. Pardon me, Gasho's finally made his stop, or finally run out of fuel. So yeah, Button up 4th, Beloff 5th, Vettel is right behind Beloff now. Kobayashi Clark. Kobayashi is streaked away from Clark 2.5 seconds now. Not sure how that happened. Rossi's made his stop and he's dropping down a long way now. All seems pretty stable up ahead. Yeah, I'll follow Fangio for a bit so I can just see the leaders on the timing tower. Okay, so Nui, as Heidfeld has dropped back as he made his. Heidfeld's out the race! That's why Heidfeld is out the race. What's happened to him here? So he's lapped Mansell and they've hit each other. I think Heidfeld is. He's crashed into. He's hit the brake. Oh dear! I think his brakes might have gone as well. Is it? So he's at the inside of Mansell, and oh, that's weird. That's weird. It might be brakes. It might not be brakes. Whatever it is, Heidfeld's at the race now. Hamilton leads from Inoue. Let's just find Nigel Mansell. You can see what that was like from his view. So he knows Heidfeld's there, and Heidfeld just clips him. Bang! Mansell spins round. So Heidfeld's now stopped. It must be a failure and a retirement. So I think Heidfeld's going to make it 2 DNFs in a row. Yes, it is. From the lead, Nick Heidfeld's out of the race. So the leader's curse has been a big thing. Really has been a big thing. Global Formula Automobilista, and in Canada it strikes again. So that throws Button into the podium position somehow. As Hakkinen almost takes Beloff out and ruins it for Vettel. Moss has done something. Oh, Moss is pitted. Felix da Costa and Rossi are fighting now for 18th place. Still going. Right, let's get down to 11th again. Okay, so actually, forget 11th. We need to. Clark and Kobayashi battling again. It's Inoue and Hamilton smashing it here for the lead. Can he get past anywhere? No, he can't. He just can't. Perez now is trying to get out of the way. Didn't get out of the way. Jim Clark is out the race somewhere. Jim Clark has lost a wheel. Clark's had a big crash up at turn 1. There's an orange front wing. All wrong, so what's happened to Clark here? Oh, it's a mess with Hakkinen. So Hakkinen's been pushed onto the grass. Hakkinen has spun. Oh, Clark's just got involved. That's unfortunate. So Kobayashi squeezes through. Clark doesn't. Verstappen smashes in. He's lost his front wing as well. So Hakkinen is now struggling around that front wing. Clark is missing bits everywhere, and Verstappen, where's Verstappen? He comes into the pits from 9th place. Not some more drivers up there, but Inoue still cannot get past Hamilton. Rossi and Felix da Costa squabbling over 15 actual points now. Inoue has another go as they're now getting past Hakkinen. But he can't find a way past his teammate. Hamilton is trying here to make it 2 race wins in a row. Does that make it hard, easy for his teammate? And actually, the back marker nearly gets past Sterling Moss. Nearly gets past as Inouye has a go. No, nothing's happening in this battle here. There's the top 15. Felix da Costa has fallen back, so maybe he's made a second stop for something. I don't know. But yeah, with Heidfeld and Clark out, that actually... So, Senna's out, he's well, 17th in the championship, but Gasher is 5th. Heidfeld is 2nd. Clark is 3rd. Out of the top 5, only 2 cars are actually remaining in the race. And they're both the CAS drivers. And they're 1 and 2, so this is looking brilliant for those two, unless squeaky bum time or something cool and ironic happens. Here he is, really hounding Hamilton here. And this is the closest it's been for a while, but Inouye just doesn't want to try anything into turn 1. And look at this, Moss is quicker. Inouye is getting held up so much he can't get out of the way really for Moss. Yeah, so pit stops are just starting to happen. Button's made his stop. Yes, this is the pit stop window, so I'm likely to see positions changing massively. Just gonna have to live with it for a while. But that's Inouye who was through there. Inouye gets through as Hamilton has lost his front wing. So Rossi's trying to get away and Hamilton has driven into the back of him. And that's opened the door for Inouye. So Hamilton needs to pit. He needs to pit for fuel anyway this lap. Because we've got a crash up ahead. Damon Hill is now out of the race. It's all kicking off now as Hill has run out of fuel, I think that is, and just decided to... Oh no. No, something's gone wrong there. Damon Hill is out of the race as well. A few more drivers like us, so Rossi's going to need another rear wing. Stop, and that's getting a bit frenetic here as Vettel is trying to overtake Fleury through turn 3. That's not a great place for it. She's in 4th, yeah, Hill's out, so Hamilton gets into the pit, so this is open goal now for Inouye to win the race. Hamilton still come out ahead of Beloff, or Beloff's got the pit. As Button's lost his front wing now. Another big name driver who's in the podium position. He's had some damage and he's hit Felix da Costa. So where's this happened? So the blue flag's starting to get a bit tricky now. He's doing quite early, so he's doing to turn 3. So Villeneuve's got... Oh! So Felix Costa's let Villeneuve through and Button is... I'd blame Button for that rather than Felix. So, yeah, we've only got 23 drivers left in this race now, already. So Inouye has 30 seconds over his teammate. So he's going to come in for fuel. Here we go, this lap. There's no way. Absolutely no way. But yeah, see, Inouye is miles ahead. It's going to take some more control to the back marker or squeaky bum time in any other way to stop Inouye now. Got 11 seconds on Hamilton. Beloff drifting through the chicane. Yeah, right, we'll stick it back in 11th and watch the leaderboard. Yellow flag somewhere. And the final chicane. Everything seems fine so far. Go back. About 30 seconds, so who's into the chicane? Is it Beloff? Beloff was fine. I know it's the final chicane. Yes, it was Rossi. So Rossi's tried to get past Prost, taking too much curb and lost it on said curb. Got it back going again eventually. Fangio vs Flörsch looks like that much. Oh, Fangio's out the race. Straight away as soon as I go to him, looks like his engine's blown up. Out of 2, over the bridge and into turn 3. Yeah, no, he's full of black smoke. Spun off on his oil. Well, Fangio, it's the latest retirement from the Canadian Grand Prix. So Prost is back into the points, having made. Prost has had his crash first, and is now up into the points. Well, I say that. As soon as I say that, why did I say that? His wheel's gone straight away. I don't even know how that's happened. Oh, Hoyer's mashed into Prost. Chris Hoyer's done something massively stupid there. He's cutting 15th out, but he's not got a front wing, and now Prost is missing his rear wheel. Well, in one lap I managed to commentate across 2 drivers. That's impressive going. That's new. Let's just hope I don't do it to anyone else. So lap 60, or 60 laps down to lap 61, so 10 laps to go. Brabham and Kobayashi side by side here. Especially as Verstappen's getting involved as well. In the back of 6th place. Brabham seems to have won that little battle. So Verstappen has a spin. No, he's out. Verstappen seems to have got past Kobayashi and then retired from the race. How's this happened? Will that be inside? It's all looking good. Oh, something doesn't feel good then. No, he's got to the exit and pulled off. Something was not happy in that NLE as soon as he's pressed the throttle out the corner. So maybe he's damaged his gearbox or his brakes or something as he's come out of there. But as Verstappen is retiring now, and he's on such great results as well. The defending champion out again. The season goes from bad for worse for him. Is that another person out on the exit of the hairpin? It's Kobayashi now. Kobayashi, so double DNF for High Tech. He's just crashed into the wall. Something's gone in the back of that car. Doesn't seem to be engine. It's not, so Kobayashi also out. The 2 of the 3 of those in that battle that we were following out. What? I don't even know what's going on anymore. I mean, I'm fast forwarding this race and everyone's dropping like flies. I just follow there. What happens there? There are 19 drivers left in the race. Let's go another yellow flag somewhere as Hamilton gets to turn 2. Who's that? Gurney's lost his rear wing. Gurney's lost his rear wing somewhere, so it's still here to go through 5. Oh, Button's retired. Button's had a big crash. The Jensen Button, he's out the race now. He's lost his front wheel. So Button's chasing Gurney here. Doesn't seem so happy on the gears. He's hit the grass, something's gone wrong and he's taken Gurney out. That's a big hit for Jensen. A big hit for Jensen, and Dan Gurney's now got no rear wing and not many laps left to make up time. Oh, that's a painful to see for both drivers and both teams. But Phil Hill's up to 10th now. That's what I see. Mansell, Schumacher, Watson, Roy Hakkinen, Felix Costa's last one remaining, but he's going to be 18th. So always happens. It then to see where Gurney pops out after his latest pit stop. Yes, they're all just dropping like flies. Let's just see what's happened here. So, Flush at 6. Brabham now pit stopping. Brabham, what's he done? So his front wing has gone somewhere as well. Who's he crashed into? Has he put anyone out the race? Has anyone been put out the race with him? I don't even know at this point. So he's collided with Schumacher. What's his front wing? We're trying to lap Schumacher, but Schumacher seems to be good. Gurney's still making it around to his pit stop. Mansell's getting a blue flag from someone. Watson's up into the points now. It's Takinui. As Hacken's lost his rear wing now. Who's removed Hacken's rear wing? I mean, this is about Hacken's third rear wing. Actually, he's trying to lap Gurney, who's still going out his rear wing. And Hacken's been forced into the wall in that process. TKF1 have gone through so many rear wings with Hacken now. Hamilton drifting through the final corner. It's only about 3 laps to go now. Gurney's got past Perez somewhere. I noticed that. He has. Mansell's in 11th. And all of this, yeah. So anyway, he's now onto his last lap. I think we'll follow him properly now. We passed squeaky bum time, 1:36, so we're in squeaky bum time, and it doesn't seem that anybody's actually needed squeaky bum time to find a way to retire from this race. Anyway, now he's got 1 straight, 1 chicane, and 1 back marker to deal with. Got out the way of the back marker quite well. It's been a solid drive. He had stuck behind his teammate for ages until his teammate had an argument with the back marker. It's all he knew he needed. A championship leader, winner of the French Grand Prix, and come out the final turn, and Taki Inoue wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Spectacular win for him, and Cash Racing going to get another 1-2. They're the only team with drivers in the top 5 who are going to score points here. Hamilton comes across the line second to really assert Cash Racing's dominance on this championship. They're already leading the constructors by a long way. They're going to be leading it by even more. 3rd place. Keep the applause going. Bravera Racing going to get their first podium for a long time. First podium of the season, definitely. As they make it 8 teams with podiums this year. Belov comes across the line in 3rd, take his first podium. Gilles Villeneuve, circuit bearing his name, going to take 4th place, so strong points here for Bravera. That's going to shoot them up the championship. It's really going to fire them up the leaderboard. Tell's going to come home in 5th. And Sophia Flörsch is going to take 6th for NLE Motorsport, so she's got a really good result. After scoring 6 points in the last race. That is a spectacular finish for Flörsch. Sterling Moss takes 7th after a big crash early on somehow. Brabham takes 8th. Phil Hill gets 9th for Excelsior. Good points for that team. Rossi struggles home in 10th. Day that could have been for Siggy Pop. Mansell's on the grass in 11th. Gurney's in 12th, so Excelsior double points. Perez takes 13th. Michael Schumacher scores points. All 30 drivers on the grid have points. Schumacher gets 2 points for 14th place, and Chris Hall comes across the line last driver to score a point. DTK Racing. John Watson just misses out on the points. Felix da Costa doesn't either. And Mika Hakkinen in 18th. Last driver going, so Three drivers who finished the race didn't score points. Two of them were two KF1s. The struggle continues for this team. Button, Kobayashi, Verstappen, Prost, Fangio, Hill, Clark, Heidfeld, Gasho, Senna, all retirements. Well, sorry this race got a bit truncated, but I could not do the whole race. I'm sorry, but you know, this format I'm hoping doesn't need character in the future. Hopefully I can get some co-commentators in the future who can allow me to sit back and snooze while they watch the race. Yeah, if you want to commentate in future races, please do. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like it so I know that you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're not part of the championship, feel free to get involved. There's space for 2 more guys on the grid. His girl is decided to retire for some reason on the side on that. Yeah, 2 more teams can join the grid and definitely race. Anybody else, keep going and we'll just pre-qualify. So, should all be back to normal for the next race, but as it is, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time in Global Formula Automobilista. Goodbye.